as we grab Playhouse family member Cassie this morning with basically a what's my next move kind of scenario. Cassie, why don't you set up like how you ended up in this place where you're like, okay, now what do I do?
Yeah, so this is I'm a little nervous about like diving into all of this, but basically, I think my boyfriend has been cheating on me. He's been doing some really shady stuff, but the thing is, I have as well.
You cheating on the guy?
I'm sorry?
You're cheating on him too? Is that what we're to understand?
No, it's not.
A little revenge
it's not
cheating?
That. No, I mean, we've been together for a little over 2 years, but the thing is he started to get really busy lately, and, I understand like that, he's been busy with work, and also recently his mom has had some really serious health issues, so he was like going over to her place and trying to take care of her more often. So that's totally fine, but I just still had like this gut feeling that there was something else going on. So a friend of mine said, hey, why don't you get one of those air tags and just drop it in his car without him knowing, like just put it somewhere. And I know that sounds so crazy, but I did it.
Oh, I love it.
I put one of the air tags in like that seat pocket behind his seat. So the other night, he said he was going to go out with some guy friends, and it's totally fine. He's done that before, and I don't have any problem with that, except that at about 10:45 at night, he texted me, and he said he was going home, and he just said goodnight. Like, it was just those two words, just home, goodnight. Very weird, not like him. So I decided to check the air tag location, and I saw that he was lying. He was not even close to his apartment. He was like in North Fargo up by NDSU, and his apartment is in West Fargo off of 32nd.
Okay, so not at
way
all
far.
Yeah, obviously he was not home. I just didn't even know what to do. I was shaking. I was like sick to my stomach. I didn't want to think that this was true. But I don't know. I immediately wanted to confront him, but I didn't want to say like I was spying on you, but I just don't know what he was doing there. I don't know anybody in that area, so I don't know who he was with. So I decided to sleep on it, and the next day I wake up and I check the AirTag location again, and I see that he's driving back to his place. And as soon as I see that, he also starts calling me, and he told me right on the phone, he said he was on his way to work, and he was absolutely on his way home. So it was just another lie. And I had to act like everything was fine. I just said, like, hey, cool, I'm running late to work. I got to go by.
Yeah.
And, I don't know how to confront him about this without looking like the crazy one. I know that I was the one spying, but he was the one who was doing all of this shady stuff too. So I don't know. Does that make me crazy? Like, I just don't know how do I deal with this?
Well, we'll kind of lob it out there and see if some other people have an idea. But really, your main concern is in order to confront him on it, you have to out that you air tagged him.
Do I have to? Like, I know that what I did wasn't the best thing possible, but like I don't know how else I would have ever gotten that information.
Well, we can lob it out there and see what other people might do in your scenario, okay?
Okay.
Do you think you would just be like, just up front, listen, I air tagged you and I want to know what you were doing? Or how would you handle that if that was like, somebody you'd been with?
I probably would be crazy and be like, listen, I've been spying on you. I tracked you. Right away, I don't know how she went to bed and dealt with it, is dealing with it now. That night, I would have drove to that house, or I would have been blowing his phone up when I see he's not there.
Yeah.
More patience than me.
I mean, yes, you are going to have to admit that you did something that you might feel weird about having done, but obviously it wasn't completely unwarranted to do it because you caught him lying to you. And that's a pretty good different distance that he was in, like supposed to be in West Fargo, whatever, but he was up by the college. Like,
What were you doing?
And text club, what are we seeing there?
Someone said, I just never understand why someone would cheat. Just break up. People are wanting us to try to catch him. And someone else said, it's kind of relief having the proof, isn't it? My ex was cheating on me and convinced me I was crazy and controlling, that I was going to see a therapist. So the fact that you have some proof, I think you call him out on it. That way you can move on and know he's a cheating loser.
I mean, they're not wrong. It does sound like an excellent candidate for a private Y type of scenario, if that's what you wanted to do. What were you thinking for? Hi.
No, you need to say something right away. I would say call him out. Just ask where he was, because he was not at home. Say that you had the air tag on your keys and that it must have fallen out when you were in his car, but also make sure that you get it out of his car, okay? Don't you let him find that. Just find out who he was with, but you have to say that it fell out of your purse or off your keys, okay? So it's not going to look like you were spying. You were not doing anything shady, okay? He was. What he was doing is absolutely shady.
Yeah, what a little sneaky pie you are. So, hey, just so you know, this AirTag fell out of my purse.
Yeah.
And it's just been rattling around in your car, so I know you were lying to me.
I like it. I mean, she's kind of lying too, but I like that it's her way of saying, that's how I was able to catch you.
Well, because even if he tries to call you out on the fact that sounds a little whatever, what's he, like, what are we talking about here? The AirTag? Or are we talking about the fact that you were, like, not where you said you were?
Yeah.
Is there an innocent reason to be hanging out somewhere different than what you're saying?
Late at night in a place she doesn't know. Like, it's not like it's one of his buddies' places. Someone else said you could have went to his apartment and called and said, like, where are you at? And someone else said they wish they had the guts to confront him, but you could just say you had suspicions and he shouldn't have been suspicious.
A lot of ideas there for you. I know Private Y obviously on the table. I don't know if that's what you want to do, or do you have something that you're kind of vibing on there?
Yeah, actually, so that caller that suggested I say that it just like fell out of my purse, and that I just wanted to go and grab it. So I think I'm actually gonna just run out to the car whenever I get a chance to, whenever he's home, and I'll just grab it and just say, like, hey, this fell out of my purse, and then I'll confront him about it then.
There you go. It's not a bad idea. Listen, I'd be curious to hear how that goes. If it's a conversation you're open to share, and we'd love to hear from you again sometime, okay?
Okay, yeah, I'll give you guys an update for sure.
Yeah, honestly, depending on how that conversation goes, there could still be room to do, if you want to do like a private Y kind of thing. That'd be kind of interesting. So like you start with whatever it is you want to do, and if you don't get what you wanted out of that, then because I would be curious to know if could we fish out where
help?
He was, yeah.
See where he's sending them. Are we delivering these by North Fargo?
So this mistress is yours. She doesn't live by any as you, does she? Any final thoughts as far as the text go? Any other ideas?
Someone else said it sounds like there's some trust issues. It sounds like this relationship is going to be over. Someone else pointing out how we're covering a lie with another lie, the mature route. I mean, it's the only way she can really point out what she was doing without him calling her out.
I would still argue, even if you were full out honest and you're like, listen, I air tagged you because you're a suspicious POS.
Yes.
What is the real conversation there? That you air tagged him or that he was not where he said he was? Because short of being at a late night jewelry store located in downtown Fargo, which I don't think there is one that's open that time of day, I don't really know what he could be doing that he needs to keep secret.
That's true. What she did is not to the extent of what he was doing. People are saying we need closure on this. I think so. We need to figure out what's happening. Where was he?
It's true. Some of y'all in the Playhouse family are a little better than others with the follow-up. This is one where it's going to drive me crazy if we don't get some side idea what's going on here, Cassie. So just, if you don't harass us, we didn't harass you, okay?